This is Mark and Charity's Coffee Podcast.
Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast for Tuesday, September the 12th. Started this new thing about drinking water. Have we talked about this in the podcast before? So now I have to pee every 10 minutes.
You might have run out during one of our podcasts to go pee.
8 glasses of water a day, right, is suggested. So because of my compulsive personality, 40's better, right? So all I do now is drink water, like constantly. And I know that's bad. You can literally drown if you drink too much water. It is a statistical anomaly that it has happened to somebody, so I need to be careful.
Yes, you should be careful.
Oh my goodness, at my age, I know I'll just drink a lot of water. I could, dip my toe in the drinking more water.
Why would you do that? You know what? You take it seriously or you don't, Mark. That's what you say. So if you're going to do this, go big or go home.
So it's a short podcast today, or I'll let it out when I leave.
When you run to the bathroom?
Yeah.
Well, you went just before we started, so you should be okay, I would think.
I should be all right for the next 15 or 20 minutes. That's touch and go.
So we'll keep within the parameters of the podcast. We tend to go a little over, but we'll try to keep it short and sweet today for you so you can get to the bathroom.
If you're listening outside of the Quinte region, as I know many of you are, we just got our analytics. Hi, everybody on YouTube. Who are listening to the podcast. We have great people and fun, interesting, quirky characters. And the two we have on our podcast today literally fall into both. They are fun, quirky people.
That is very true. Nice segue. That is very, very true. Connecting the dots there.
Vicki Semaris. What a spitfire firecracker she is.
Quite honestly, no one more passionate I've seen, heard in years about Terry Fox. Her love for Terry Fox. It is inspiring.
It is.
It really is.
And she owns a winery in Prince Edward County. So
which is also inspiring.
If that isn't interesting enough, winery owners are quirky, fun people.
Yes.
They are down to the earth, hands dirty, making wine, kind of salt of the earth people. Then she found out that the Terry Fox run kind of fell down in Belleville. So that wasn't good enough for her, so she picked it up and she ran with it again. And so it's coming up this Sunday, and this Sunday will be a record-breaking one for Belleville.
Sunday, September 17th, a event near and dear to your heart. I don't know anyone who is more passionate about a cause or event than you. The Terry Fox Run coming up. Tell us about it.
Well, thank you for that kind comment. The event is a really special one this year because we are so close to raising $1 million for Terry Fox in our little community of Belleville. I think that is just such an amazing achievement, and we're so close.
How close, Vicki? When you say so close?
Well, I think we're less than $10,000 away.
Okay.
Oh, my gosh.
Right.
I know.
That is so doable.
It really is, and this is why everybody in Belleville just saves a bit of coffee money and goes to terryfox.org, chooses Belleville as their run site, and makes a donation to the Belleville Run page, or shows up on Run Day and drops off $10-$20. We'll get there.
Yeah.
We don't need to donate a lot, but I think together as a community, if we donate $1 each or $5 each or $10, we'll get there, and we'll get there really quickly.
Right. Anybody who's been touched by cancer understands that. Anybody who knows that the impact Terry Fox has on Canadian pop culture, as well as medical fundraising, should be a big part of it on the Sunday. How can they take part locally?
So they just have to show up on Run Day. The easiest and best way to do it is terryfox.org, choose Belleville as their run site, and register. It's really easy. They can make a donation to themselves. They can form a team with their family or their business. And the reality is that Terry Fox Foundation is all about volunteerism, so the money goes to cancer research. Terry Fox said that he wanted to find a cure. So he is all about making sure the money goes to research. And what's amazing about the foundation, and I think what we all take for granted too, is that they literally list every penny where it goes. And then they give you a link to the Terry Fox Research Institute and all the amazing, groundbreaking cancer research taking place across Canada that they funded. All the studies are there, and they do everything: breast cancer, pancreatic cancer, childhood cancer. You know what I mean? Like, you name it, they've got a study and they're funding it.
From Prince Edward County, Vicki Semaris, passionate soul behind bringing the Terry Fox Run here on Sunday, September the 17th.
We have our run on the 17th at 10 a.m. That's for kickoff. And then the following Friday, I believe, is the school run. And so, support your school, support your students, support your children and grandchildren. Anything you do will help. And so, for me, it's I'm grateful. I'm grateful that this community has really supported Terry Fox for years and has kept his memory alive. And before his father passed away, he actually called us. The first year I did the run as a volunteer organizer in 2013, so 10 years ago, and he just said, thank you for keeping my son's memory alive. And I thought, my gosh, he's someone's son. He's someone's brother, and they miss him.
Take part on Sunday, September 17th at Westwicks Park, or if you can't, head to the website, terryfox.org, sign up, or make a donation, or do both. Belleville will eclipse $1 million in total donations over the life of all Terry Fox runs. And let's really push it over the top as we get onto our next $1 million that we'll raise. Vicki Semaris, thanks very much for all the volunteering you do to make this happen.
It's my pleasure, and thank you for helping me spread the word about this amazing man and his wonderful foundation.
Okay, but come up with another person who has lasted as long as Terry Fox. And I say lasted, but his impact on society, one individual has created, name someone else who has created what Terry Fox has created.
Nobody.
Not just in Canada. This isn't a Canadian fundraiser. This isn't a North American fundraiser. This is something that happens worldwide. Everybody knows who Terry Fox is and continues his run to this day. And it's incredible.
To your point, children know him.
It's part of the curriculum. It's in schools. It's separate from this Sunday. So moms and dads, be aware of that. The Terry Fox Run is coming up for schools as well. So another opportunity to carry on that legacy and to help support.
We had his clip on Galaxy of Games this morning. Took no time. Who is this? Took no time.
Listening to him, and I've seen the footage, and we were raised with it too. We were taught who Terry Fox is. But hearing him speak, it got me choked up because it was a news clip from when he had to stop.
Yeah, which was
his run
in Thunder Bay. Can I admit something
Go
now?
for it.
So was that 1980, 1981? I would have been 17 or 18, give or take, right?
Yeah.
17 or 18 years old. I owe Terry Fox a debt of gratitude because thanks to his run, I learned Canadian geography. I had no idea how large Ontario was until I took a look at the route.
Yeah.
Because it's like they said, it was in Thunder Bay, so it's halfway across Canada. I thought, well, that's not true. Ontario's near the Maritimes. And then you take a look at it, the route he ran in Thunder Bay is only like a 12-hour drive to British Columbia. I think it takes 20 hours to get out of Ontario. I learned all of that based on Terry Fox's run when he was going on his Marathon of Hope.
In 1981.
1981, there it is.
Yeah.
I would have been 18 years old. What I would have been through grade school and high school, and I learned more Canadian geography from Terry Fox and his run than I did sitting in a classroom.
Well, and he was he not voted Canada's, what was that? A few years ago they had
They did. Yeah, Don Cherry was number 7. I remember that.
And radio show host, I remember, out west was in the top 10 too. 10, but it proved the power of social media more than anything. But Terry Fox, if not one, was number 2. And Douglas.
Tommy Douglas, I think, was number 1.
Okay, and then Terry Fox. But I remember him being on that list. And at that time, because even the presenter, the host of that show, it was Canada's Greatest Canadian. Right. About 10, 12 years ago they did it. But even she acknowledged the fact that because he was a kid too. We got to remember, he was a young man. He was young. You think about that, kids. You look at how old Terry was when he did this run and the legacy he has left. Not only has there not been anyone, I would say, equal to it, but he was Canadian. And what he did for this country, but the world too, is incredible. Teaching you geography. Making people aware of cancer and bringing it to the forefront and how important it is to continue to raise money. It's just how he's touched people, as Vicki pointed out.
Right.
In any way, in every way, is just, and it's phenomenal.
And you don't need to be elected to go make a difference.
No.
You can just go do it as he did. And so, remarkable. So take part on Sunday. We're going to cross the $1 million threshold in total fundraising for Belleville over the years. That's great.
And with this community, as we said, it's going to happen, and it's going to surpass them. It's clear. It's going to clear the $1 million, no question.
Steve Cook was joining us yesterday from the Belleville General Hospital Foundation. We're going to make hundreds of thousands of dollars for our hospital this weekend too. So it's a great place to live. We want to make sure it remains a great place to live, a safe place to live, and that's why Belleville Police Service values input from the community when they put together their strategic plan, and we've arrived at one of their 3-year plans once again.
So they're going to have 2 open forums, which is an opportunity, you out there, to voice your concerns and to share with our local police what you'd like to see happen, maybe changes that need to be done, or any issues you see arising over the next few years. Now's your chance to voice them and help them come up with this plan. So it's coming up on the 26th, which is Tuesday, September 26th, but there's also one this week, and it's coming up Thursday.
That'll be in Thurlow at the Jerry Masterson Center. We had Police Chief Mike Callaghan on the show to give you all the details. We saw the fish.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it was an unbelievable experience. The salmon fishing out there and sturgeon fishing was just spectacular.
It was like 8 feet long.
Yeah, actually, the largest one we got was 9 feet, 3 inches, 450 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
Gosh.
Yeah.
And how big?
Hour and 20 minutes to bring it in.
Oh my God.
That's a commitment.
No, but you don't keep them either. You do release them, don't you?
It's all catch and release, 100%.
Yeah. Could you imagine claiming that at the airport? I'm going to bring my buddy home with me.
Unbelievable. It was, just spectacular. Like, it's just such an amazing experience because I had both my sons out there with me, and we had to plan it for 18 months because, as you know, they're police officers and get schedules aligned, and it took a lot of coordination. But
that's awesome.
That's tremendous.
Good for you guys.
Home in time, though, to do some work because upcoming, tell us a little bit about the strategic plan. How often does Belleville Police Service undertake such an arduous task?
This is something that we develop every 3 years. So it's a strategic safety plan that we work together with the Police Services Board, and we keep stats on all kinds of different criminal and traffic-related events, but we really need the input of the community. And the community safety plan is all about what matters to the members of our community and how we can assist and get them to assist with us to make Belleville the safest community in Ontario. And at the end of the day, we can't do this alone. We need the support of the community, and we need to ensure that we keep and increase the quality of life in our city. We'll be hosting 2 events, one in Thurlow this Thursday at 6 to 8 p.m. at the Jerry Masterson Center, and the second one will be Tuesday, September the 26th, here in Belleville at the police station at 459 Sydney Street from 6 to 8 p.m. And at the end of the day, community safety is best achieved when we all work together and ensure that everyone is on the same page and rolling in the same direction. And we just cannot do this without the...
Belleville Police Chief Mike Callaghan on the show this morning. Again, this Thursday at the Jerry Masterson Center, and then on the 26th at Belleville Police Service.
So what are you hoping from the community then, Chief? What do you want to hear from them?
We want to hear what really matters to them, what they see as being the overarching issues that they are confronted with day in and day out. And as I had said, we keep stats on all kinds of related events, but if we don't have the input from the community and a clear picture of what's going on, we can't address it. And we believe the best way to do that is have these town halls to ensure that we're getting direct input from the community.
And it's pretty important because, as you told us before, you've reached out before, at least not when you were chief, but in past years, and have gotten extremely little feedback and people coming out. So it's great that you get the word out because you really the more feedback you get, the more reflective it'll be in the community.
Absolutely, 100%. And we can't. I stress this all the time, and you've heard me talk about this, but community safety is something that it is exactly that. It's the entire community. It's just not the police, and we need to work together. And I'd like to thank you folks as well and Hits 95.5 FM for your continued support towards making community safety a priority.
That's great because there are a lot of things when he talks about safety. It's not just crime.
No.
Maybe you want to talk about speeds.
Maybe you need a stop
roads.
sign.
Yeah.
Maybe some lights need to go in somewhere.
Maybe you would like to see, is there a way you can have more foot patrol?
Exactly.
Something about school zones, a times 4 patrolling around parks, like whatever it is that you think would make this community safer.
Yes.
That the police could say, interesting. Maybe there's a way, we'll figure it out. Or maybe not now, but we'll think. But if nobody says anything, how do we know?
Yes.
It's easy to go on social medias and bitch about stuff, or you can just say, I'm going to go and, maybe risk embarrassing myself. You won't.
No.
If you believe that something is a concern, then you're not alone. Somebody else is thinking the same thing.
Well, and you mentioned school zones, just residential areas where people may be driving too fast. As you said, foot patrol, or maybe the odd visit. A police car just sitting there occasionally. Something. Ask for help. Ask for maybe some more presence here and there. This is your chance.
This is your chance to get out there. So Thursday night in Thurlow from 6 until 8, and then Tuesday the 26th at Belleville Police Service. Easy to find on Sydney and College.
And a good opportunity to see where the police are at too.
Yeah.
Like hear their thoughts. See where they're thinking things are going to go, what their plans are. Because it's not one-sided, of course. They want to have a conversation. So it's a good opportunity to see what their thoughts are as well.
And it's great to have the chief on because he said they did one a few years ago and got 2 people.
Yeah.
Everybody had an opinion, but only 2 people took the time. I've always said, and I think it was on West Wing, Aaron Sorkin's show West Wing, and the line that Martin Sheen used is that decisions are made by people who show up. So it's like, oh, well, I wish they would do this. Well, did you show up the day they asked you to voice? Because decisions are made by people who show up. So show up and be in the room.
I always think it's just, you can't bitch if you don't participate.
Yeah.
Like you really can't. If you're not part of the decision making and the planning, then no, you can't sit back and complain.
Because often when you go to voice yours and you hear other people's concerns, you go, I think theirs are more important than mine. But you wouldn't know that.
Exactly.
If you weren't there. They thought, well, why didn't they make that? Well, I was there and I heard it. And boy, some people had some really, that's how you get involved.
Or what you think may be a real issue, they have an explanation for. And then it's like, oh, okay, well, then maybe we could try. Like, it could take you down a whole other route. And you could find a solution right there. For what you may think is a concern or a problem.
Or that one little thing, as I said, that's in the back of your mind that you raise it and all kinds of light bulbs go off. That's
nobody else
point,
thought of.
That's the point we've been waiting for.
Exactly.
Nobody thought of that. So please take some of that time if you're up in Thurlow Ward or Belleville coming up on the 26th. It's the Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast. Tomorrow we'll be unveiling our Throwback Thursday. We'll have another Madonna mashup ahead of the tickets that we'll be handing out for her January 11th. And once again tonight in Toronto, if you are going to head to see Aerosmith, no, you're not.
Got to wait until February now.
No, you're not. You'll need to walk this way. And you'd be crazy if you went.
Keep going. What other ones can you do?
But I don't want to miss a thing.
Nothing really. One more. Come on. Yeah.
Play with the toys in the attic. And just go. Oh, if you thought the concert was tonight, dream on.
There you go. That's a good one. February 21st.
21.
Yeah, they've had to reschedule. Steven Tyler overdid it, I guess, over the weekend.
That's right. And I got thinking.
Just so weird.
Because, imagine
Steven Tyler?
those songs, Steven Tyler, ruining his voice.
Exactly.
50 years singing Aerosmith songs.
And not the easiest 50 years.
Never. He's put himself through a lot.
Hasn't really treated himself the best. So, he needs some downtime. So they have, and not just Toronto, a few cities were affected. So it's all being rescheduled. So to our Summer of Fun Adventure Series winner, you still have your tickets.
Yep.
You're still going. You just have to wait a little longer to get there.
So join us tomorrow morning on the air, 95.5 Hits FM. Enjoy your Tuesday.